Coco Gauff turns doubt into drive, showcasing resilience and rising talent in tennis world. Under the piercing lights of a packed stadium, Coco Gauff stood at the baseline, sweat glistening, heart pounding, the world holding its breath. The ball soared toward her, and in that instant, time slowed. She was no longer just a young prodigy once dismissed as too inexperienced. She was a storm, fierce, focused, unyielding. The crowd erupted as her forehand screamed down the line. Championship point. The young woman who had once been called too young, too raw, now raised her arms to the heavens, tears glinting in her eyes. Coco Gauff, the girl who turned doubt into drive, had once again conquered not only her opponent but the heavy shadow of expectation that had followed her since age 15. But to truly understand her triumph, one must go back to the days when belief was fragile, when the headlines questioned, and when the only thing louder than the cheers were the doubts. Seeds of a champion. Born on March 13, 2004, in Delray Beach, Florida, Coco Gauff grew up in a home built on ambition and faith. Her parents, Corey and Candy, were former athletes. Her father a college basketball player, her mother a track star. From them, Coco inherited not just athleticism, but discipline, humility, and an unshakable belief that greatness was not given, it was earned. At just 7, she was already swinging rackets bigger than her arms, practicing under the scorching Florida sun. Her father's words echoed daily. You can't control talent, but you can control effort. She listened, she learned, and she worked harder than anyone her age. When she was 10, Coco joined the Muradoglou Academy in France, the same academy that shaped Serena Williams. Even then, whispers began. She's special. She could be the next big thing. But with every whisper of praise came a shadow of doubt, comparisons, expectations, and impossible weight of legacy. Coco didn't want to be the next Serena. She wanted to be Coco. The Wimbledon awakening. The summer of 2019 would forever change her life. At just 15 years old, Coco qualified for Wimbledon, becoming the youngest player in the Open era to reach the main draw through qualifying. But it wasn't just that record. It was who she faced. Venus Williams, a legend, a trailblazer, a childhood idol. In a match that felt like a cinematic duel between generations, Coco played fearless tennis, not as a fan, but as a fighter. Each serve was a declaration, each forehand a message. When she defeated Venus 6-4, the world gasped. The crowd rose. Cameras flashed. Commentators marveled. But Coco didn't boast. Instead, she walked to the net, shook Venus's hand, and said softly, "I wouldn't be here without you." That moment wasn't just victory. It was symbolism. It was a torch being passed, not out of necessity, but destiny. Overnight, she became the headline, the teen who took Wimbledon by storm. But fame is fickle. For every cheer, there were murmurs. She's peaking too early. Can she handle pressure? What if she burns out? Coco heard them all, and she smiled, because while others saw pressure, she saw purpose. The storm within. The years that followed were not all trophies and triumphs. Coco faced the turbulence that every young star must endure. Inconsistency, injuries, media scrutiny, and the silent battle against self-doubt. The expectations placed upon her were staggering. Every match she played was analyzed under a microscope. Every defeat became a headline. In 2021, she faced several tough losses. She was asked repeatedly if the hype had been too much, too soon. Social media dissected every gesture, every facial expression. But Coco never lashed out. She internalized. She learned. She adapted. In one candid interview, she admitted, "People think confidence means never doubting yourself. It's not. It means believing even when the doubts scream louder." Her mental fortitude was not innate. It was built through tears after losses, through lonely nights in hotel rooms, through self-reflection and therapy. Her coaches describe her as a perfectionist with a poet's heart, someone who feels deeply but fights fiercely. And in those stormy seasons, Coco Gauff began shaping the version of herself that would one day reign supreme. Rising again, the 2023 breakthrough. When the 2023 season began, Coco's tennis looked refined but restless. She had all the weapons, the serve, the athleticism, the defense. But something was missing: freedom. Then came the summer hardcourt season. Something shifted. At the Cincinnati Open, she stunned the tennis world by defeating IGA Swiatek, the world number one. That one ignited something. And then came the U.S. Open 2023, her defining moment. Match after match, she showcased maturity beyond her years, mixing defense and aggression, poise and fire. She moved with purpose, played with joy, and silenced critics with every shot. In the final, she faced Aryna Sabalenka, a powerhouse known for her brutal hitting. Coco lost the first set, but refused to crumble. Between games, cameras caught her whispering to herself, "Stay with it, Coco. You've come too far to fall now." And she did. She rallied, fought back, and when that final ball sailed out, she collapsed to the ground, tears streaming down her cheeks as Arthur Ashe Stadium roared like thunder. At 19, she was now a Grand Slam champion. Her words during the trophy speech resonated deeply. "To those who doubted me, thank you. You gave me the fuel to keep going." It wasn't spite. It was gratitude. Coco had turned doubt into drive, the essence of resilience. Resilience, for Coco, isn't about pretending things are easy. It's about showing up again and again, even when everything hurts. Her journey became a masterclass in perseverance. Behind the glamorous victories were mornings of exhaustion, brutal training sessions, tears after defeats, and the unglamorous grind of repetition. In a sport where confidence can vanish in a single unforced error, Coco built hers brick by brick. Her coach once described her training ethic: "If we say hit 100 serves, she hits 110. If she loses a set, she stays another hour to fix what went wrong." But resilience wasn't just physical. It was emotional. Coco faced online criticism, sometimes cruel, sometimes baseless. Instead of reacting, she started journaling. Writing became her sanctuary. In one entry, she wrote, "The world sees results. I see the process. Every failure I've had, that's where I've met myself." That mindset transformed her. In a sport where stars rise and fade, Coco burned steady, fueled by faith, shaped by failure, driven by doubt. Because the greatest champions aren't those who never fall. They're the ones who rise differently every time. And Coco Gauff? She rises like sunrise, consistent, inevitable, breathtaking. Epilogue, the fire within. As another trophy gleams beside her, another reminder of battles won and lessons learned. Coco smiles at the cameras, waves at fans, and whispers something to herself. It's not about glory or records. It's not even about proving doubters wrong anymore. It's about the girl who refused to break, the woman who refused to stop, and the journey that continues. Not with fear, but with faith. Because Coco Gauff's story isn't just about tennis. It's about belief. It's about resilience. It's about turning every you can't into watch me. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.